Hello, this is Goat. The women's draw is always unpredictable compared to the men's draw. Can Sabalenka achieve back-to-back titles? Will the currently hottest player Swiatek be able to win consecutive Grand Slams following Wimbledon? Will there be another surprise star who claims the championship as always? The notable change in the women's draw is that the second seed has changed from Gauff to Swiatek. Let's quickly analyze the women's draw. The seeds are Sabalenka and Tauson. If these two players meet, it should be an interesting match. Tauson has defeated strong contenders in recent tournaments. Their head-to-head record this year is 1-1 from 2 meetings. I'm curious if she can pull off another giant killing this time. Going back, in Sabalenka's line, Krejcikova and Fernandez appear to be the main competitors. Both have recently won titles and are showing good form, but I don't think they're a match for Sabalenka. In Tauson's line, the matchup against Mertens seems burdensome. I think either could win. If Sabalenka faces Mertens, I expect Sabalenka to win. But if Sabalenka faces Tauson, I predict Tauson will win. The seeds are Rybakina and Paolini. In Rybakina's line, Rybakina should comfortably reach the round of 16. For Paolini, if she's careful of the unpredictable players Kessler and Vondrasova, I think Paolini can smoothly advance to the round of 16. However, both players tend to go on unexpected runs at surprising moments, so we can't be too confident. For now, I expect a matchup between Rybakina and Paolini. Considering Paolini leads in their head-to-head record and was the recent Cincinnati finalist, I predict Paolini will advance to the quarterfinals. The seeds are Pegula and Bencic. In Pegula's line, I see it as a competition between Pegula and Yastremska. Wimbledon quarterfinalist Pavlyuchenkova's recent results haven't been very good. Yastremska's recent form is good enough that it wouldn't be surprising if she defeats Pegula and reaches the round of 16, as Pegula's recent results haven't been great either. In Bencic's line, I expect fierce competition between Bencic and Samsonova. Both players had good results at Wimbledon but have been struggling on hard courts recently. However, I expect Samsonova to advance to the round of 16, as she leads in their head-to-head record. I predict a round of 16 matchup between Yastremska and Samsonova, with Samsonova as my final quarterfinalist. The seeds are Navarro and Andreeva. Navarro has definitely dropped in form. I think the winner of the Krejcikova vs. Mboko match will reach the round of 16. I believe Krejcikova's experience will be displayed at the US Open following Wimbledon. I predict Krejcikova for the round of 16. There's insufficient information about Andreeva's ankle injury. She hasn't competed since her injury at the Canadian Masters. If her ankle isn't fully recovered, this line could be open to all players. I think anyone could advance. Between Krejcikova and whoever comes through, I think Krejcikova will advance to the quarterfinals regardless of the opponent. The seeds are Keys and Muchova. Keys seems to have used up all her luck at the Australian Open. She's not showing the same form as back then. However, there aren't any suitable opponents to challenge her. Castillo is somewhat recovering her form recently, but I don't think that's enough to defeat Keys. I predict Keys for the round of 16. Muchova still doesn't appear to be fully recovered from injury, making predictions difficult. Her competitors include Noskova and Cirstea. Muchova might overwhelm them or might not, so I'll predict all three as possible advancers. Between Keys and the three others, I expect Keys to overcome whoever advances and reach the quarterfinals. The seeds are Kasatkina and Gauff. It feels odd to see Gauff in Section 6. In Kasatkina's line, there's Osaka. If she can control the mental aspect properly, she could aim for another US Open title. The draw isn't easy, but it's not impossible to break through either. I predict Osaka for the round of 16. Though I think the possibility of her falling out is also very high. In Gauff's line, Buzas Monero appears to be the main competitor. Gauff also has chronic issues, and if those spread, matches will inevitably become difficult. Assuming she plays without issues, I predict Gauff advancing to the round of 16. A matchup between Osaka and Gauff, a clash between flawed top-tier players. However, I think Gauff's explosiveness is less likely to backfire than Osaka's, so I predict Gauff advancing to the quarterfinals. The seeds are Anisimova and Svitolina. Anisimova has good draw luck, but it's questionable whether she has the level of play to break through that draw. That said, there's no standout player who could eliminate Anisimova either. Without any special issues, I predict Anisimova for the round of 16. Svitolina's line also doesn't have any particularly notable players. I expect Svitolina to smoothly advance to the round of 16. For the Anisimova vs Svitolina match, I initially expect Svitolina to win, but if Anisimova's power tennis comes alive through the qualifying rounds like at Wimbledon, I predict the match will be unpredictable. The seeds are Swiatek and Alexandrova. In Alexandrova's line, Schneider appears to be a competitor, but considering her poor recent results, I predict Alexandrova advancing to the round of 16. Swiatek received the second seed after winning Wimbledon and Cincinnati consecutively. She's one of the best playing players recently, and there are no notable competitors. I expect a smooth round of 16 advancement. In the round of 16 match, I predict Swiatek will win and advance to the quarterfinals. The final quarterfinal predictions are obvious, but the round of 16 predictions weren't easy. This wasn't because there are too many great players, but rather because many sections formed matchups between players in poor recent form, making predictions difficult. While this has its own charm, as someone expecting higher-level, tension-filled matches, I think this is a somewhat disappointing draw. To enlighten my ignorance, please pick your quarterfinalist predictions. I look forward to many comments. Thank you for watching.